Hello.
Hello. D&D. Welcome back, everybody, to Blighted North. We are back from break. If you're here on YouTube, thank you for joining us for the next episode. But last time, or before the break, we were in a fight. The party had come up with a plan, started going through the woods, realized that they were being watched. And the surprise didn't really go the way they had hoped. Um, and everyone apparently knows Zadrin, and now we have Solar's best friend, Elrick, here as well, with a gigantic wolf who is shaped like a friend and absolutely does not want to murder anybody. And that's where we find ourselves, in the middle of something like a boss fight almost. Oh, uh-oh. And with the Nat 20, this team up here rolled, we have them going ahead and starting off at the top of the round. And what is about to happen... that's so mean.
Do it.
Okay. Okay, I'll do it. I'm doing it. Remember, this was Jessica's fault, everyone. This wolf is going to snake his way through these trees and go ahead. And it's like that thing that happens in anime when something has like extra speed and they start like bouncing off the trees at that incredible rate where they're just flashing. Because he has a shit ton of movement when he is just absolutely flying. And he's going to come over this way so that he is behind all of you. And he's going to go ahead and sort of snap his teeth together, and I'll step back over here as I describe this. Snap his teeth together, and they're just going to make the sound of cracking ice as crystals begin to form, and that like sort of cold smoke curls up from this wolf's mouth, and they let out a blast of cold as they open up and let out a roar. And that is a cone of cold, which is going to go... they're going to step right up next to you, Solar. And yeah, that'll get Zadrin in there as well, just that back half. So that is a cone of cold. I should read spells, shouldn't I? Not cone of cold, cold breath. And that is a Constitution 15 saving throw.
16 on the die.
All right.
For a total of 22.
Solar fails that, but Moon gets also a 16.
Okay.
By how much?
I got a 7 on the die, so an 8.
Solid. Okay, so if you passed, you are going to take 22 points of cold damage, and 45 if you failed.
I do have resistance to cold damage. Thank
Okay.
God.
There you go.
Oh boy.
And I mean, so does a polar bear, obviously. That's the rules. Those are the rules.
Oh. the way that I was completely restructuring how I was going to do everything going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me what half is one more time? Because I was so sweaty thinking about that.
22.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh.
And that is... Let me double check. I can't do math either right now, so it's just like, this is terrible. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And even though there's like an attack of opportunity that could happen, the wolf is going to spend another, 20 feet to like go back and behind this tree. As it looks like it's going to like take off that way and maybe loop around and fuck with y'all again. But if you want to take your opportunity attack there, Solar.
Absolutely, I will. I can't roll anything that's not a 6 apparently tonight though. So let me do math. 10. I can't believe it took me that long to add 4 to 6. 10.
That will in fact miss this horse. You'll go and swing back at it, and it's like it clips some of its fur, and you just notice that it's like matted in chunks of ice that are almost providing an armor for this animal. And that's the wolf's turn, and now you have everybody's best friend, Elrick, who is only going to take a couple steps forward. Just to there and just let off a shot from like a very like it's his own bow, and it's overdone, and it's somehow like made it through this experience untouched, and he looses an arrow at you for 12 plus 7 is 19 to hit.
That
All
hits,
right.
yeah.
And then I think it is just going to be heavy crossbow, 5 points of piercing damage as this quarrel looses and hits you. And is that his turn? For 1 minute? Yeah, sure, that's his turn. He's just a little guy. He shouldn't be out here. And that'll bring us to you, Solar, who just had this person who looks so familiar and so unfamiliar at the same time shoot an arrow at you.
Horrible, affectionate. Solar like staggers back. I think like their skin, their scales are like rimed in ice, giving this like almost iridescent quality to the way that they're moving through the snow now. And they like get pierced with this arrow, stagger back a little bit, and look up at Elrick, and they are so bad at hiding their emotions on their face, and there is so much strain there, and they like white knuckle grip the ends of their lance, break eye contact with him for just a second to look at Moon and go, fetch, before they also will use their movement. They only have 30 feet to get as close to Elrick as I possibly can.
It's exactly 30 feet because his thing was
beautiful. And they are like looking, but there's this almost like familiar determination, like they used to spar as kids, as I think like it's the same exact movement and like motion as Solar like begins almost this like dance that they've been doing together through the years. And I'll take my 2 attacks at him.
Nice.
I rolled another 6 for a 10. It's not gonna be that one.
That it won't. It will not hit Elrick. It glances off of his very fancy metal armor.
Okay, a 12.
Also, unfortunately, no.
Yeah, I think it's like half-hearted. Like Solar is not really trying to hit him. It's almost like they're starting a dance. Like this memory of the sparring that they used to do is they like almost kind of let it like glance off of his armor both times. Moon, however, is on a warpath. I have discovered only recently how to do this. Moon's actually going to go for the other druid that's right behind me there. And she actually gets, I learned today, 2 attacks.
Nice.
Love that for her. So that's going to be a 16 to hit that guy.
That will hit that druid, yep.
Not enough. A 9 for the second attack.
That'll miss, yes.
But she is going to chomp with her big teeth for 12 points of piercing damage on that guy. As
nice.
She is fetching.
She's just kind of being like shaken in this bear's mouth, and this is a druid, so he has like a very conflicted face full of pain about this. Like, anything else?
That's all for me. Thank you.
All right. So that brings us to this one person who is laying on the ground with patches on top of them. And they are going to... They're going to try and break the grapple and get out from your arms. Oopsie daisy. With a natural one is what they rolled, so they are just pinned under your gigantic claws and screaming and flailing, but in the most ineffective way. And that seems about like a turn on a natural one. So that is where that person is, having a very bad time. And then you come to the druids. The one behind Mathia is going to go ahead and have you right in front of them, but no. They are going to once again try and attack with the quarterstaff, which is glowing with the energy of the shillelagh spell. And then... but they're rolling a natural 2, so that is another one that just you raise your shield and it glances off, and little pieces of wood kind of explode off of this staff as it just slams into you, but does absolutely nothing. And they don't have anything else because they're just little guys. And the one that is being bit by Moon is going to... No, that's not gonna work. That wouldn't work. Nah. Is going to go ahead and... Let me read this spell. Why would you give monster spells? I hate them. We're talking about druids, and here they go. Is going to try and sort of... It's gonna bonk the bear, is what it's gonna do. It is up close, and it is being attacked, and they're panicking a little bit. So they go ahead and they swing their shillelagh with one hand only. For 17 to hit.
That hits, yeah.
Okay, so they do bonk, and that is going to be 4 points of bludgeoning damage because they only have the one hand on it. And then, since they're not actually grappled, they will try and make a break for it and get away from Moon. And go to under the wolf. They'll just sort of slide and hide like a little baby. But if Moon can take an opportunity attack.
Bear gets an opportunity attack. I've changed my dice. Let's see how we do. That's a natural 17 on the die.
Okay. Yeah, Moon just swipes out and gets this guy in the back as they are running.
For a handsome 6 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, this guy sort of takes that in the back, but does the thing where they kind of stumble forward a little bit. And they are looking very torn up by this bear attack that they have suffered in these woods. All right.
They obviously did not carry bear spray.
They were unprepared for this. Which brings us to Zadrin, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that'll be right. So we have Zadrin with Mathia on deck.
Okay. I'm gonna just run up to the druid that's repeatedly tried to bonk Mathia.
Fair.
And I'm just gonna go with the Thunder Gauntlets and try to knock him out. Not trying to kill him, just trying to knock him out.
All right.
So, plus 7. 5 plus brain 3. 12?
That will hit, yes.
Cool. Okay. So that's gonna be 9 points of non-lethal thunder damage.
Yeah, as you sort of swing through, it is very it's a slow motion, like Mortal Kombat sort of attack, where he's just kind of weaving a little bit, and you just follow through and finish him. He does the full body curve, and he is knocked out, and is gonna have a headache for a while. but yes, you non-lethally damaged this man to being out of the battle. Bye, little buddy. She's totally gonna make it.
All right, and there's no one else in range for me to do anything to. So, Mathia, I just look at you and say, leave him, kill the wolf. And then bonus action, the defensive fields, again, to replenish my temp HP.
All right.
And then I still... No, that took most of my movement, didn't it?
You
Most of
were...
all 30 feet of movement.
You have 5 feet.
I'm going to start making my way towards the wolf.
So you turn, and now you're next to Mathia.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that'll be Zadrin's turn, and we are on to Mathia then, with Patches on deck.
Excellent. Kill the wolf, you say. I will run forward 30 feet.
Okay. So, whoop.
And then I will... How far?
Another 30 feet will put you 10 feet away from the wolf.
Okay. Go ahead and bonus action with my spiritual weapon.
Bonus action, spiritual weapon. I have that. And where would you like that? Is that 60 feet?
That's a good question. It is, 60 feet. So put it right at that wolf.
Right up by wolf face, probably more even with it, because he's large.
But that's only a 9 to hit.
Yeah, that thing swings and it just kind of knocks off some of the ice from this wolf's back, right around where it is. Like a little bit pin cushioned with giant, like, corals from Ballista and a few lances just sticking out of its back, making it look super badass.
And, I'll, as my action, I'll go ahead and spend it on the movement to rush up 30 feet close to the wolf.
All right, that'll get you to right there, right in front of that tree, and within 10 feet of this wolf that dwarfs you as a giant woman.
And that is my turn.
All right. And that will be Patches before we go back to the wolf.
Yeah, I'd like to attempt to hyper murder the person that I'm grappling.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, go ahead and hyper murder this person for sure.
Awesome. That is a 24 to hit.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
And it is going to be 9 points of slashing damage.
Alright.
Still a thing?
Yep, there. Most definitely still a thing.
Cool. Let's make that stop. That is a natural 20.
Okay.
And there's the hyper murder.
Right? This is one of the hyper murders for sure coming in.
Yeah, this is the thing, huh? And it's maximum amount plus a roll?
Yep.
Do we do that? Yeah, okay. So that would be 15 points of slashing damage.
Absolutely. You have been on top of this person for 2 rounds trying to murder them, and you are finally succeeding. What does it look like?
I want to just sort of like frustratedly squeeze until I hear something important pop, and then I will go like, that's enough. Don't need to mutilate Zadrin's home folk. Just kill them. And then I'd like to turn and try and jump to that wolf. So I'll take a 10 feet running start and then jump. And then I can jump calculator. Okay, so I can clear 37 feet with this jump, so the
So
rest of my movement is equivalent to 35, basically.
all right, you will leap through the air and just absolutely 3-point hero landing right directly next to Matthias. Still 10 feet from the wolf, but it was spectacularly done.
Fantastic. And I'm gonna use my bonus action to spend a key point and activate patient defense.
Fine.
So I am going to take the dodge action, which will heal me. Okay. I will regain 20 points of hit points.
Ooh,
Hit
ooh.
points, healing, money, juice, dice. There you go. We got there. Yeah, and then that is my turn.
All right. So then that brings us right back to the top with this wolf who has just watched two people sprint up to it. One of them conjuring a fiery. It's a mace, yeah. This
Yes.
mace right next to it. And then it is just going to see that two people decided to come all the way up here, and it will turn and it will take multiple attacks. Starting with it'll take a swing at Patches.
It attacks with disadvantage because I am dodging.
Okay. It was 11 on the die both times for 18 total.
18 hits.
All right, so it is going to, that was it slashing out with one of its massive paws that are just crusted in that ice and have long black nails that are just a little broken in that weird sharp awful way that pets get. And it is doing 11 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Okay, and as that paw connects with Patches, it is going to turn and rear its head and try and bite down at Mathia. Ooh, and it will just feel its teeth scrape off of all of the metal that is on the outside of you, and that will absolutely miss. Oh, but look, it makes 3 attacks, so it'll try Mathia again, just one more time. Should read stats. Tell you what, for a natural 20. Just a little natural 20 for 27. Which now I actually do have to do math. Well, then we'll actually roll the other ones for what is that? Oh my gosh, math. Oh, now I'm sweaty, y'all. What does that say? D10s. Now it's actually D10s. I know what they look like. They look like this. Okay, so 34 points of piercing damage as the wolf who just missed you the first time has now realigned and clasps its jaws completely around you and just dents the metal, and you feel one of the teeth kind of go through and just stab you. Yeah.
Oh, that is gonna leave a mark.
And as it does that, you will also take 4 points of cold damage.
I believe I am resistant to that.
Yeah, that works then. As it just, the ice coming from its teeth just sort of would singe you, but you're like, oh, that feels good in my open wound. And, there's just 2 little guys in front of him. So in that same, let me count this out real quick. Yeah, it is going to start kind of in that same like anime way. It's just going to do a bit of vibrating and bounce off one of these trees like a pinball and just kind of come around over here and land next to Zadrin. And it is, where is he? Maybe I'll move him so he's like right over here, right in front of the camera, just like one of those maybe. You know. for the stream, because I was like, oh, that whole corner is invisible. But yeah, he is right on top of you, Zadrin, as he is just bound out from like around everyone else. But you all can take your opportunity attacks. Go ahead and try and hit this guy.
It's a 24 to hit
That will definitely hit.
and
So-
7 points of damage.
Okay.
Natural 1.
Solid work. So yeah, Patches, you swipe out and get the claws, and they just find purchase underneath some of that hair, and you draw back, and there's, something like blood, something in there. He's there in front of the camera, but that's a terrible spot for him to be in, so I'm putting him back in the corner. Sorry, everyone. Okay. So now you have Zadrin across the map from where you guys just were, and he is alone with this wolf. And that'll bring us to whose turn? Oh, it's Elrick. It's little buddy Elrick, who's having a fine time. And he kind of looks at you, Solar, and just says, I miss home terribly. Do you just want to go? And then tries to stab you. Just like a normal guy. Just a normal little dude. What is that? An attack? For 18 to hit?
That does hit, yeah.
Okay, and he has pulled this sword off of his back and just tried to sort of run you through with it. And it got some purchase, not his best aim, but you notice that his eyes are a little like cloudy as you're this close to him. And that will be 10 points of slashing damage as it just cuts across your side as he slashes. Is that little buddy's whole turn? Yeah, he will stay there. And that will bring us to you, Solar.
Not quite in the single digits, but I'm not looking great. Solar, after getting cut through here by their childhood best friends and hearing this odd, horrible sound, this phrase, looks in almost like bewilderment, which is, I think, how like this sword comes out and just like cuts them across the chest. Elric, come on! I told you shouldn't have come here. Why don't you ever listen to anyone who's not you? Why haven't you ever listened to me? And as they do, they're taking like two angry, furious, desperate swings, and I'll bonus action to get the blunt end of my Lancin as well, so I'll make 3 attacks real fast for you. That is going to be a 14 for the first hit.
That'll miss.
Okay, that'll miss. That one is a 17 to hit.
That'll just hit.
And the third one will be a 16 to hit.
That'll miss.
Yep, okay, no problem. So he's gonna take a handsome 15 points of piercing damage from Solar. As
Nice.
they like the first 2 miss, but the final one like lands true finally, as their anger I think is starting to mount, their frustration and their desperation.
For sure. And now you guys just sort of have matching like swords stuck into each other and are just looking deep into one another's eyes.
Yeah, it's like a little homoerotic, like it shouldn't be, but it is just like it's like enough. It's enough homoeroticism,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like just in the top left corner. Don't worry about it.
We can make the ship happen. We're making it happen.
We're sailing it, you and I. Moon, on the other hand, is going to do some bear murder because I love that for her. So she's going towards that last druid because she's still in fetch mode. And that guy thought he could get away.
Yep, just through the trees, knocking into Mathia as they rush this dude.
Like I said, this is my vehicle for playing a bear because Moon just crit. Moon got a natural 20 and then a 17 to hit the second time. So she... doing so much better than I am, is going to deal 24 points of piercing damage on the first hit.
Yeah, you don't have to do
yeah.
any more math, because how would you like Moon to absolutely ruin this druid?
Bear murder, bear murder. I think there's like a moment where Moon like comes up because she's not doing super great on hit points either, but she like lumbers up almost with like the puppy dog eyes at this druid who had attacked her, you know? Maybe there's like a moment where it's like, oh, like, are we gonna have a tender moment before like Moon is like, no, we're absolutely not gonna have a tender moment, and just, you know, like all bear, all teeth, all claws right in.
Yeah. And it just sinks through this person's like beautifully tooled leather armor like butter, and Moon rips them asunder, as it were. Anything else from Moon?
No, Moon is busy.
All right. So that's that. They're destroyed. They're destroyed. And so that brings us to Zadrin with Mathia on deck.
Ooh, okay. Well, I was gonna go to the wolf to do a stupid thing, but the wolf came to me, so I can still do my stupid thing.
Yeah.
I am just gonna drop my longsword and then with both fists, both thunder gauntlets, just go. I'm boxing the wolf in the jaw. You know, let's see how D&D Beyond's gonna treat these dice. Attack number 1 is gonna be a 13 to hit.
That will glance off of its ice-covered face.
All right, and we're gonna go for another one for a 19 to hit.
That will hit, yeah.
Excellent. All right, so it takes 5 points of thunder damage, and a creature hit by the gauntlet has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than me until the start of my next turn.
All right. What does that put me? That meant.
Then, with that done, I am gonna use my movement to dart back to where I dropped my shield and pick it back up.
That was like somewhere yonder, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, we'll let you go ahead and do that. We're gonna have the wolf snap at you. Who knows how things work?
Mm-hmm.
But that's
20.
No, that's not it. It rolled a 4 on the dice, and I don't think I can math my way out of that one. So it was not expecting you to try and run from it, since you just punched it in the face, and it just snaps a second too late, and just kind of you hear the scrape of teeth off a little piece of metal that might be missing from your armor now. Who knows? But yeah. So if that's Zadrin's turn, we're at Mathia.
Yep, it's my turn.
I swear to shit if I get across this map and this wolf runs away from me again. And I'll run 30 feet in the direction of the wolf.
You can slide in next to Zadrin.
Neat. I will use my bonus action Misty Step to get the other distance to that wolf.
You are in this wolf's space entirely.
And I am going to take a swing at it with my mace.
All right.
$15?
That will not hit.
Okay. Not rolling well tonight, friends.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just kind of maybe like even swinging and hitting into it, but just like taking off a chunk of ice and not really penetrating through the fur.
It just like sort of shakes its gigantic wolf head and like snaps its teeth, and a little bit of that cold mist just crackles up. All right. That will be, what are we at? Patches is up.
Hello. Patches is going to cast a glance over at Solar, hearing them yell louder and louder, and will be very torn for a second. and then just turn around and I'll jump on the wolf and keep attacking. Well, attempt to continue attacking that. So 10-foot lead up
All right.
and an athletics check. Since I'm raging, those are made at advantage. I can jump 28 feet. So are we rounding that up to 30 or down to 25?
We'll round it up to 30
Okay.
from there. So you will land right kind of in front of Zadrin, a little closer to the wolf, but you still have about 15 feet diagonally.
Fantastic. And then I am going to, I guess my best bet is going to be use my action to dash so that I'm in range of it. So at least that way, if it tries to run again, I get a swipe? Question mark? That's the best I got.
All right, that is right there, and that is back at the top. So we are starting with the wolf again, who now has two people, the same two people. These two again, right back in its face. Let me see what this does. Ooh, and they, it worked last time, so they're gonna try and do the same thing. They are going to go ahead and try and snap at Mathia first this time. I don't think that'll hit. No, no. It won't hit. That's like dirty 20, but you have like 20 billion or whatever. All right, that also won't hit Mathia, but this one will come for Patches because that was lower than the other one. Natural 18 to hit Patches.
Yep, that hits.
Disadvantage though, because of my Thunder Gauntlets.
Oh, that's right. A creature that's not Zadrin.
6 on the die. I'm not doing that math. Yeah, so no one over there gets hit with anything as this wolf almost feels like it has like its own ice crystals kind of in its eyes, and it just tries to shake its head. And again, this time it is going to sort of try a different approach. It is going to look at you and just in the most like just boss battle sort of voice just say foolish and disappear as it's sort of almost like the way foxes hunt and they go up and leap. It's going to do that, but just sort of disappear underground as it makes a gigantic wolf burrow. Just a normal thing that wolves do, I guess. Totally normal. And with that, we are gonna go ahead and have not Zadrin, oh my gosh, what is this dude's name? Elrick. Elrick is going to take a swipe at Solar. That, what is 13 plus 7? 30, 20?
Enough.
Okay. Oh, okay. What is he doing? He's doing a sword. It's 10 points of damage.
That's 3, baby! Woo!
Ooh.
I'm still standing though.
Yeah, so they pull their sword back, and one more time again is like just looks at you with this like it's almost recognition, but it just has this sort of like tragic malice in their face that you wouldn't really think someone with so much swagger and so little overall like brain thoughts would have. He's just a dude. It's just a guy. But he will stay right there, just still staring at you with this sort of lightly clouded over eyes, and then that will be one more time with feeling Solar.
Yeah, one more time with feeling indeed, because I am on my last legs. Solar, with this sword still kind of, I think, still stuck in them, they lean forward, like lean in closer, and their voice gets kind of like low and like choked up a little bit. Come on. Do something good for the first time in your life. Come on. Please. Can I roll to be gay?
On this channel?
I mean, yes. Yeah, well, you can roll persuasion on that.
Woo-ha.
Gay-suasion.
Gay-suasion. That's one of the best things I've rolled for a solar tonight. That's 16 total.
With the sword still kind of stuck in your side for like half a second, the eyes sort of like uncloud. He goes, I was always the good one. And it's like the ghost of one of his like smiles that would normally make a pinging sound, but it can't quite make it this time. I'll give him disadvantage on his next attack. So there's that.
I'm into that.
Anything else you got?
I think then like Solar snorts and goes, oh, so insufferable, as I imagine Moon like now comes barreling in like a freight train behind Solar.
Yeah, just absolutely thundering. And Moon can actually get to Elrick if you want Moon to do something.
A non-lethal paw charge attack. Pin him down to the ground kind of situation.
Okay.
Should I make an attack?
I mean, if you're trying to do like a grapple-y thing to the ground, we could do like contested strength rolls.
Yeah, let's do it.
That'll go great for Elric, I'm sure. Natural 2.
15.
Yeah, just barreling at Elric in like the most terrifying bear sort of way, like a grizzly when they're hungry. Just absolutely front paws and crushes him to the ground. So he will be grappled, prone, just all kinds of fucked up with a bear on top of him.
I love that for me personally. That's the end of my turn.
All right. So that's what's happening up there. And then we are going on to, it is Zadrin with Mathia on deck.
All right, Solar's looks like they're like just at 30 feet from me.
Yeah, exactly. 30 feet. Yep.
All right, I having seen, like, heard the wolf, looked over, see them do the burrow thing, and then look up at Solar and how bloodied they look. I just run straight for them, get there, hand on the shoulder, and this jolt of energy runs through my armor into you, Solar, and I cast, use my last first level spell slot, my last spell slot, period, for Cure Wounds.
Nice.
So you get 6 points of health back?
That's worthwhile as the life kind of erupts back into Solar and they stagger a little bit and brace against your hand on their shoulder as well. And kind of look with a distraught desperation at how badly this situation is going.
That's all I've got right now.
All
I
right.
just like seeing you like get that just little bit of life back. I squeeze your shoulders just a little bit tighter and say, come on, none of us are dying. Not today. Not like this.
Right. Yeah. Uh-huh. Right. Right.
All right. And that'll bring us to Mathia with Patches on deck.
We'll look at the Patches and be like, this fucking wolf keeps running away like a fucking coward.
Extraordinarily annoying, yes, I know.
And I will I maybe cut closer to the middle, like maybe 20 feet.
All right. Here.
Yeah, and then also as my bonus action, bring my spiritual weapon in, like kind of just directly towards me, but like 20 feet as well.
Okay. So I got it. I'm feeling you.
Yeah. And then I'll I'll hold a mace attack in case anything comes into my melee.
Okay. All right. And then it'll be Patches.
I am going to, I think, follow Mathia's lead, but I would like to be closer to that tree stump.
Over here.
Yes. So that we're kind of like controlling the center of the board best we can.
All right. I mean, you're gonna.
I got 35 feet of movement by itself, so I figure I can probably get there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a hop. Yeah, you're there.
Yeah. However, instead of holding my action to attack, I am going to use my action to dodge, so I don't have to spend a key point, but I do still get to roll a hit die immediately.
Solid. That is nifty. That is very useful.
Ain't it just? I'm
Yeah.
Wolverine. It's pretty annoying. Okay, and I will heal 17, which brings me back to full. And then I can't hold a bonus action, so that is my turn.
Excellent. Let me just read something. Okay. That brings us back to the top where this wolf has disappeared from the field. It appears to have made a giant, this is a cat, a giant burrow, and it just sort of from there kind of popped back up, and it hasn't really moved that far, but it is directly in front of you once again, Mathia. It will, let me this die. Ooh, damn it. It's gonna chomp you. It's gonna try and chomp you a little bit. Ooh, for a natural 1.
That will miss.
That is definitely cocked. Wow. That'll be a natural 3. That will definitely miss as well. Natural 20.
All right.
Let me do math again. That was the claw 1, and that is. Sorry, it's like very far away and red for some reason. So. 18. 21 points of piercing damage. Slashing damage. 21 points of slashing damage.
I will let go of my held action.
Absolutely.
And as a reaction, I will Stone's Endurance and try to reduce that by a d12 plus 2.
Okay.
And hopefully I roll high enough that I don't go down.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I do not. That is, I reduced the damage by 3. So how much was the damage?
What did I say? 21? 22?
Yeah. 20, I think it was 21.
21.
21. So that is 18 points. So I'm down.
Oh, what? Mathia.
This is my second crit in a row to take.
I know.
It's fine. We have health potions. We all we bought some health potions. We're good. It's fine.
That's fair. You're supposed to be the hard to hit one.
Everything's under control.
Yeah, except for like nat 20s hit.
That's fair. But it doesn't have anything else to do right now. And it will just kind of stand over your limp body, and if a wolf could evilly smile, that's what it's doing, as it sort of looks at Patches and just like licks its lips and snaps its jaws. That'll be the wolf's turn. We have this dude on the ground who is going to he's grappled. Just what do we got to do to? I should know grapples. Come on. Huh. Da, da, da. How do you play this game? Terrible. Da, da, da. Shenanigans. Grappler is incapacitated.
It's contested at athletics or acrobatics against strength. of Moon.
That's what I thought. He's gonna try and get away from this bear, and roll not very well.
Moon did roll an 18, yeah.
Yeah, this was a natural 6. So I think Moon is gonna just hold on to this person who, again, is sort of feebly struggling in a way where it's just kind of like they seem a little resigned to what is going on. Had a rough week. Started out with such a nice blue coat, now it's just absolutely ruined. But that will be that whole contingent's turn, which brings us to Solar with Zadrin on deck.
Solar still not looking super hot, but did just see Mathia go down. So they are. How far away am I from that wolfy wolf?
Like it's 30 to its head.
Beautiful. That I can do. As I think, like, Zadrin, you send that bolt of electric energy, like, through your gauntlets into Solar. The thing that happens whenever you use electricity around them starts to happen, where they almost look like they're gonna hiccup. And the thunder and the lightning starts to, like, roil up their scales as the, like, soft part of the scaled area of their neck starts to glow until they, like, dip, 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 dip. And I'm gonna use my breath weapon, so make a dex save.
Me, I have to make a dex save. Ooh.
Yeah, wolfy wolf.
That is going to be a 5.
That is not going to be successful, so I will be rolling 3d6. My cat is helping right now, it's so cute. And I'm rolling quite well for it. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 18 points of lightning damage.
Solid.
Yes, 18 points of lightning. Does anything else happen? I don't think so.
Do not believe so.
Yep, I think that's it. Yep, just damage.
Nice.
As this
Alright.
powerful bolt of lightning comes and hits it square in the muzzle.
Yeah, and it just like it does that thing where it's sort of like when people get electrocuted and it like goes through the veins. It kind of does that, but it crackles between the ice and just makes a little like lightning bolt pattern.
Nice.
Anything from Moon?
Oh, Moon is busy keeping Elrick grappled.
Okay. Alright.
She
Solid.
snarls in his face and a little bit of drool comes out onto his coat.
It's like drips. He looks very disgusted at this while also looking very dead. It's like, oh, no thanks. Which brings us next to, what is it? Zadrin with Mathia on deck.
I am basically chasing after Solar's breath weapon and putting myself straight between Mathia and the wolf.
All right. Yeah, you can kind of get in there.
Yep.
But you are like directly looking up into this wolf's muzzle that just has this sort of like cold air crackling off of it.
Which is right where I want to be. Thunder Gauntlet! Thunder Gauntlet! Ooh, 23 to hit with the first one.
That'll definitely hit, yeah.
And 16 with the second one.
That will just miss.
Okay. All right, so that's going to be a respectable 10 points of thunder damage.
All right.
And as before, any attack against anyone other than me has disadvantage.
Solid. All right. Yeah. He sort of like snaps at you and does the thing where he sort of rears half back, but then his giant paws hit the ground, and the ground around like you and Mathia just shakes a little bit as he lands again. Anything else?
I think at the moment Zadrin's too focused on just staying between the wolf and Mathia and keeping the wolf's attention on me to do anything else. So yeah, that's all I got.
Have we established that giving a potion is a bonus action?
Taking one, I think it was taking one yourself is a bonus action, but feeding one to another person is a full action.
On the channel, we do the homebrew of it's a bonus action, no matter what.
Yeah, we are pretty fast and loose with that. If you haven't used your bonus action and have any interest in that, otherwise.
I use my bonus action this turn. So, yeah. While the wolf is still reeling from that hit, I'll use my bonus action to give Mathia the health potion.
All right. Which brings us to Mathia, who has just had a health potion shoved into her mouth at the risk of chipping teeth, but it's better to be alive with chipped teeth than dead with that.
I will take the 7 points of healing. 'Cause it's 2d4 plus 4, correct?
That's the thing I have to know, sure. Sounds right. Yeah, I think that's what comes in those little things.
Alrighty. Okie dokie. I will kind of move back a little bit, or I'll take half of my movement to stand myself up. I'll take the remaining 15 back up, and then yeah. Sorry, I was just thinking. I'm not actually going to move. Yeah, no, never mind. Okay. I'm going to cast. I'll move my bonus action spiritual weapon 20 feet closer to the wolf.
Right.
I don't think it'll get there, but
like right next to Zadrin. I feel like this wolf is in a weird spot. Yeah, since it's behind Zadrin, we'll say it is not quite close enough. No.
okay. And then I am going to, as my action, cast Wall of Fire directly on the wolf.
On the wolf. Okay. All right. What is this? Are you making a shape? What are we doing?
I'll kind of make it so that it curves around, so it's not like getting close to any of the houses nor near town, or that it's not getting to our dogs.
Sorry, I'm opening a package that has not been opened for visuals, so it's very loud. Pardon. So you want this wall of fire? I mean, do you want it to just like be in the wolf's face with the back towards Zadrin?
I would actually like it to be splitting the wolf. So no matter what, it is in the middle of it, and you don't have to do the entirety of the wall, because it's up to a 60-foot long, so it doesn't have to be the full length of it.
All right. Are you trying to cut anyone off or anything?
No, I'm just
okay. You have a wolf in a wall of fire that you have made,
and it needs to make me a dex save of 15.
Okay, 15. How does this? What's the dex? Ooh,
and on our side of the wall, like I think it's on our side near us is safe. The other side of it is not.
And you said what for the save?
Dexterity 15.
Just makes it with a 12 on the dice plus 3.
So it'll take half of this damage. So 22, so it takes 11 points of fire damage.
All right. Oopsie daisy. Okay. So the wolf now within this wall of fire. Let me check something real quick. Nope. Inside this wall of fire with the ice sort of melting and like popping and hissing as it just leaves its body. It looks very unhappy. Like it doesn't look particularly like badly injured, but it is like its eyes are sort of like in a almost panicked mode because it is realizing it doesn't have a lot of people left out here. And anything else from you, Mathia?
That is everything.
All right, so that will bring us to Patches with the remaining baddies on deck.
Wonderful. Patches is going to run up and claw this wolf. Keep it real simple, real safe. Just charge over there
Swoop.
and get to swanging. First attack is going to be reckless.
Excellent.
That is a natural 20.
Okay, yes, absolutely. Let's ruin this wolf.
Fantastic. The
20s in
second
chat.
attack.
20s
Right.
in chat.
The second attack is a dirty 20. The third attack is a 13.
No,
Which is
13 will
pretty
not.
whack. Coolio. And then I will spend a key point to Flurry of Blows. So the fourth attack is a dirty 20.
Nice.
And the fifth attack is a 21.
Yes, yeah.
Cool.
You got a couple hits in there.
So I'm gonna do the crit last just for posterity's sake.
For sure.
Okay, so starting with a 1, so happy. That is 30 points of slashing damage.
Okay. That including everything?
Yes, that is across all 4 attacks.
All right. The wolf, you just kind of come around and start slashing it in the face as it is trapped in this wall of fire, and it just kind of like rears up a little bit and just like tries to take one sort of snap at you, but it is going to go ahead, and having taken this attack and being in the wall of fire, does anything happen?
As it starts its turn, it needs to repeat the dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That's another 12, so 15.
Okay, so that just saves. So it'll take 27, so half of that is 13.
Okay. So it is it has 2 people at its face right now, and it is in this wall of fire. It is going to go ahead, though, and it is going to try and back out and away from both Zadrin and Patches. And go through the wall this way. So you guys can go ahead and take your opportunity attacks.
Let's see how you do. Ooh! 22!
That is an 11 for Patches.
All right, so it's a hit from Zadrin.
All right, that's going to be with the Thunder Gauntlets again, and that's going to be 6 points of thunder damage.
6 points of thunder damage. All right, so they will take that as they are absolutely fleeing. They are looking singed. They are missing huge chunks of ice. You imagine that they still have a little life in them based on how fast they are moving, but they are absolutely booking it and going to sort of again in that same sort of like speed anime style. They sort of bounce off this rock behind them and then just careen up and around trees and are going to disappear into the town as they leave the field, and you would guess are not coming back for the time being, which leaves the only person on the field or the only bad guy I should say on the field is Elrick, who is trapped underneath this bear. and going to take a very half-hearted sort of. I can swipe right. Let me check. Let me learn how to play this game. I am. Yeah. Sorry, everyone. Sorry. They're gonna go ahead and take like a very half-hearted swipe up at Solar with their sword, which is sort of like a little bit pinned, but not Solar. The bear. It's gonna be Moon, who is on top of them. With a natural or a 17 on the die.
Yeah, that'll hit. Yeah.
So their sword that was previously like stuck in Solar, they just kind of ping pong it over to Moon, and that does 10 points of slashing damage. All right. But they are just going to kind of stay there as, again, their sword sort of clings to the ground as they just stay resigned to what is happening to them. Which brings us to Solar.
Solar sees this wolf go and kind of wobbles because they were like, okay, I really was going to need one of those health potions in like half a second. But seeing it disappear and seeing Mathia like back up, they pivot back to Elrick just in time to watch him swipe at Moon, and they kind of scoff and they go, "Are you serious?" And they're going to try to like kick his sword out of his hand.
I mean, roll to attack? Just like a melee attack?
That's fine with me. That is going to be a 18 to hit.
It hits. You want to roll an advantage to see if you crit?
Sure.
Because he is down and you're right by him.
I do not crit, but
All
that's
right.
okay.
Yeah, the sword that he has sort of like, his arm that has lost some strength kind of falls, and as it like clangs to the ground in this like hard packed snow and ice, you just kick it away and it spins across the snow and just sort of like lodges over by this tree about 10-15 feet away. And from the ground he just sort of like laughs and goes, "It's fine, I already died here."
Come on, you know that's not. You're still walking around. How could that? It's not true, right? Moon, let him up. And Moon will back off, I think, as Solar like comes in and kind of like gets low, like kneels next to him. Right? You're still fighting, right? So what are you fighting for? You just said you wanted to go home. Let's go home, okay? Let's go home. Let's not do this anymore.
Like a very like wistful sort of look floats across his like still clouded eyes, and he's just his voice goes a little deeper, a little more gravelly. He's like, "You ask what I fight for, and I fight for her." And now that you're like close to him, you kind of see the shoulder bit of his armor and like coat have kind of been like bitten away. And what's replacing it is like a tangled mess of vines that looks like the black energy that you had seen already, but it also looks very much like evil druid craft almost. And sort of like as he says, "I fight for her," like the vines pulse and you see another one of those necklaces just like in it, and it kind of like shines, catches your eye, and then gets reabsorbed into all of this. And he just starts to laugh a little bit in like the most pitiful, like dusty sort of way.
Come on, no, don't fight for her. And I think Solar is just gonna like use their hands at this point. Like they just dropped their lance and they're just kind of like trying to pull the vines off. And they're like, "Come on, don't fight for her. Come on, you are such an arrogant
Solar.
asshole, and now you're gonna devote yourself to something else. Fight for me."
Solar.
Come on, Elric, please fight for me.
Patches wants to put a hand on Solar's shoulder and say, "Friend, he is dead."
He's not dead. He's right here, right? He's not dead. We've been friends since. Come on.
As
The boy
Elric.
you grew up with is no more, whether his
That-
body still moves or not.
And as you're pulling the vines off of them, the vines just keep coming, but it's almost like you are pulling string off of like a little knit doll at this point, and there's like way more vines, and he's not alive. He's definitely dead.
Solar can't make this compute in their brain. Like, they keep pulling and pulling, and they are like looking up at Patches with this kind of like odd desperation. No, no, we came in time, right? I'm supposed to be a hero. I'm supposed to be a hero. I'm supposed to do something heroic, like save my asshole child's best friend. It's not supposed to end like this. It's not supposed to end like this.
At this point, Zadrin comes up to Solar's other side and just very, very gently takes both of their wrists in his hands and pulls them away from Elrick's body and just back against Solar's own chest and says, Solar, I can't even begin to tell you how sorry I am, but look at this wound. No one could survive that. This is evil and magic and necromancy, and it's every twisted thing that we came here to stop. I'm so sorry.
What's the point in being a hero if you can't save the people you love?
If I had that answer, believe me, by all the gods, I would share it with you. But even if we can't save the ones we love, we have to save the ones that we still can. This is my home, Solar, and I swear on my life, on my friends, I swear on my mother that Elrick will be afforded, if you wish it, every right that befits a man of his station. We won't let this be how he's remembered.
Okay. You asshole! We said when we were kids that we would die together, you asshole liar, and you always were. You're my best friend, and I'm gonna miss you a lot. And Solar takes the blunt end of their lance, not the blunt end, but the sharp end, puts it like against their chest again, and then drives it down into his heart.
The vines crumble, and the sort of dark cobweb of magic leaves his face, and he, for just like a moment in death, looks very like young and boyish again, and almost as handsome as you remember. But then he sort of, just in the way everything else did, falls away and disappears into the wind, leaving his very fancy bow that was the first thing that he shot at you in this battle, and that necklace sitting off to the side.
Solar picks up both, takes the necklace and turns it around in their hand before putting it. It's not Shar's necklace, is it? It's his own?
This one is Shar's necklace. It is a much nicer one than the one that Moon crinkled. Like, even you feel like in this form he did keep a little bit of that I must have the nicest version of this necklace, or what's the point of doing this? But yeah, it is a nicer version. Maybe it has like a sort of precious stone in the middle, that's the black, and then the purple around the edge is a gilded gold.
Solar just stares into that for a bit, I think.
And as you are all sort of slowly gathering up, is there anything else you all had for each other?
Patches will sort of shuffle over to Solar and say, "Would you like a hug?"
Yeah, I would, Patches. Yeah, I would.
I will hug my friend as tightly as my big, strong arms will allow, without pain.
Really give the best hugs.
I know.
Thank you for being my friend.
Always.
I think while all of this is going on, Mathia would be nearby everyone, kind of in just kind of that like silent solidarity, but then with just kind of the nervous energy and need to do something, would end up checking Moon and giving Moon kind of like a once over, seeing how Moon is doing with everything. And also knowing that like Moon kind of picks up on Solar's emotions. And so kind of doing some stuff to help calm Moon. And then if there's still time, would also go back to the dogs and would harass Banjo a little bit, but also make sure that everybody's okay and calm.
Yeah, like one dog is singed and all the rest are like absolutely fine. Like they were just like, oh look, a rock, let's hide behind that. They're good boys. As you all sort of come together and you're sharing this tender moment, but also like trying to sort of plan for the next thing. Like this wolf still seems to be alive and it just disappeared into town. There's definitely more happening back there. You're all breathing heavy, definitely bloodied, out of resources. And just in this moment of like quiet thoughtfulness, while your heads are all sort of bowed, a small beam of light appears in the middle of the ground, or like not around you yet, but it's at your feet. And for a second, it just sits there, and it takes a moment for you all to realize it. But in the darkness that has been this forest, this is an almost blinding spot sitting on the floor, the forest floor. And then, as you all kind of take notice and lock your eyes on it, it begins to slowly grow. And it grows just large enough to kind of encompass all of you. It is a beam that, when you then look around and look up, seems to go straight up to the sky, and up above you in the sky there is a completely full moon, and it's in that weird thing where it looks just like a disc directly above you in an almost unnatural way. It sits there for a second and you all are sort of entranced by what is happening, never having seen this, and this being the first light that you've kind of seen since you've been in this forest, and this light is a little bit warm. And as you're looking into it, you notice that there are 7 stars sort of appearing on the face of this moon in a circle. And almost for half a millisecond, you could swear you saw a pair of eyes, beautiful eyes, just sort of blink and then open up. And then sort of all around you and inside of you just resonating, you hear this voice, this like feminine but very like deeper register voice, say to you all, you may not be my champions, but you are doing what's right, and you will save many. I grant you my power. And as you're still looking up, one star flies down and lands on each of your chests, and you're just enveloped in this warmth and healing power, as you will gain the benefits of a long rest and a new level.
Woo! Hell yeah.
That is where we will end tonight, with a strong party ready to do some damage next time.
Hell yeah. Good
The GM
game.
Woo.
Good
The GM taking the
game.
way.
Everyone's a little short. But yeah, so sweaty, y'all. So sweaty. We'll go around and do some shout outs. What is it? Who ended? We'll start with Zach. Zach, you can start. We'll go in reverse order.
All right, I'm Zach, the gaming author everywhere on the internet that I can be found. Twitch, Twitter, a couple other platforms, honestly, at this point, not worth mentioning. I've been playing Zadrin Moonforge, Half-Elf Armor Artificer. Oh, that was a lot. That was amazing, and that was a lot. And I am going to go pass this off to Dee.
Oh, hello, my lovely children of the dark. My name is Dee. I'm a voice actor, streamer, musician, professional GM all across the internet. And I can currently be found mostly on the GutPunchRP channel. Mondays, you can find me in the lovely campaign of Laurelwind when I'm not pulling my hair out trying to find a place for me and my fiance to live. Wednesdays, you can catch me here playing patches where I jump around and cause problems for our DM. And on Fridays, I am the storyteller for a lovely little Blades in the Dark campaign that is going on, a limited run thing called Remnants of Cerulean. So you can jump back over here on Friday, and you can keep up with me on Twitter at It's the Riddler. Thank you so much for joining us. And I will pass it to Jess.
Oh, hey, that's me. Hi, I'm Jess or Jessica. You can find me on the Things and the Stuff as Dr. Psych Owl or Dr. Psych Owl TV on Twitter. Stay tuned. We have an announcement that's gonna drop tomorrow. If some of you may recall, about a month ago, a little more than that, I did a survey about what people like and dislike and want and from TTRPG actual plays to kind of inform those folks who produce APs, because that's what I do for a living. I'm a user experience researcher, and so I've had some time on my hands, and so I just decided to do some research about something that I do. Yeah. So that's going to be live on this channel on March 15th. I will be doing a research presentation that you can come to, listen, ask questions and chat, and yeah, and whatnot. And then there'll be VODs for here on out. And if you want to ask me additional questions afterwards, find me on social media. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pass it off to C.
I was really just sitting here like, wow, I can't wait for everyone to go again. Hi, everyone. My name is C. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at PieSharpArt. If you liked what I did here tonight, aka being tragic, gay, and also a bear, you'll like what I do other places. You can catch me this Friday with a brand new Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle over on Bad House RPG. I am playing hilariously a character named Bear. So I'm having a branded moment right now about bears. I'm in my bear phase. But this is also the first time I've had to do an outro, and Transplaner's first main campaign is over, but that doesn't mean that we're done streaming. So stay tuned online to see what we're doing next, because we have campaign 2. Oh my god, we have campaign 2. And we also have lots of hiatus content, and we have lots of sponsored streams that we're doing. So we're still doing stuff. So check us out over on TransplanerRPG. And I will pass it over to our lovely, incredible, heartbreaking GM for the evening, Kai.
That's me. Hello, thank you everyone for tuning in this evening to the Blighted North. I am Kai. I am mostly here on GutPunchRP. I'm in everything. But then also, if you like silly little video games, I am playing Fire Emblem Engage tomorrow on my own Twitch in the morning. So you can throw that on at work and listen to me hem and haw about fight choices for like 10 times longer than is necessary. But otherwise, I feel like there was something else. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Some Friday in the future, maybe next Friday, we're back with our Cyberpunk game on No Fame podcast. I think that's maybe Justin's and it's probably too late.
No Fame
Anyway.
Pod.
Yeah, there we go. No Fame Pod. Check them out. They're all so good. They do fun stuff. But yeah, otherwise we will see you back here next week, same time for more absolutely devastating boss battles that, you know, will be super, super fun and not stressful, I swear.
Bring it.
All right. With that, are we raiding anyone, Jess?
Yeah, we're gonna raid Dork Tales.
Nice. All right, so we'll throw it over to Dorktales. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week or Friday or maybe every other Monday. See you soon. I'm great at outros. Terrible at outros.